So if we are in the position to pay salaries, for example, now you're given opportunity to pay salary to a medical doctor and a banker. Because of the services they render to the society, who will you pay more? I said, you are the man in charge that pays salary for the whole world, for everybody that works. Then two people were presented in front of you. One, the doctor, okay? And then the second one, the banker. So who are you going to pay more according to the nature of work they do for society? Who are you going to pay more? You pay doctors more. Good, I love that. So why is it that doctors are always going on endless strike with the government? Because they don't treat them well, isn't it? Yes, sir. Have you ever had that bankers went on strike? Why? Because they print money and they circulate money among us, isn't it? Okay, this is another example, like very simple. A farmer and a politician. If you are still to pay salary, who will you pay more? The politician or the farmer? A farmer, why? Because the farmer works more than the politician and he assists the society more than the politician, isn't it? He brings food, he gives us so many things to nourish ourselves. But sometimes we don't even see tangible things that politicians do for us. But still we pay them more than we pay farmers. So if you want to judge that, you will see that it's an unfair financial system, isn't it? Who will be rewarded more? The farmer or the politician? The farmer. But at the end of the day, the farmer works so hard that he ends up having little. So Seki Magufuli looked at the system and he said the system is so unjust and unfair. Why? He has worked so many years for companies and all of a sudden he was discharged with his colleagues without any allowances or stipend or retirement bonuses, and he was discharged. So he felt so bad. Why would I work so long and so hard to go home with nothing? So he saw the system as unfair. And then he began to study what is happening in our society. He said, why is it that one man's job is to print the money? Another man's job is to circulate the money. And then another man's job is to do what? Is to spend the money. It's totally unfair. Now everybody in the society works for money. We don't have any students here. Of course, we are going to school so that we can get a good job, isn't it? So that we can make more money. We have traders among us, workers, people who are working already. So he looked at the system critically. He said, no, this is a very, very unfair system. That we have to rise up against this injustice, against this inhuman treatment, and then find a way of helping ourselves out. That was the birth of Triple M. So Triple M started in Russia with a lot of challenges because people realize that each time you bring something good to help the society, and the moment the hierarchy or the structure that controls money and people sees you doing that, they said, no, you want to take away all the slaves from us that we control with this hard-earned currency we print. They begin to fight the system. They begin to fight the system so that everybody will fall in back in the line of slavery. You know, this modern day, we don't believe there is still slavery, but honestly, there is still slavery. Okay? Let me give you an example. Why is it that when a child is born, he's so happy, he doesn't know anything about life, just to spend money, eat, and tell daddy, mommy, I have issues, they solved it. But when you begin to grow up, and you see that everything is different, for you to get a cup of water from Mr. A, you want something in return from you. What is that? Money. When you are sick, you want to see Mr. B to help you with skill to treat you. He can't do it if he's not a good person. He wants something from you, money. Not because he was conditionally programmed to do it for that, but because that is what he meant. That is how the system works. So people like Seki Magufuli look into the system and say, no, this is totally unfair. We're not saying people should not work, but people should be paid according to the nature of what they do. So it's very important that when a farmer works so hard to produce food for us to eat, that we should reward the farmer according to his effort. It's very important when a doctor spends sleepless nights taking care of unhealthy people. We should reward them accordingly. Then he said also it's very important that people who do, let's suggest to me, what are the hard jobs we have in our society? Barrow-pusher. No, that's not a hard job. It's personal. He decided to help people live their goods. Mining, thank you very much. Somebody mine the precious metals and golds we use. our politicians use these gold and precious metals to decorate their house. Somebody's mine it. It's somebody's work to go and dig them down. But when he's done, he's given a stipend for all his hard work. I think it's totally unfair and unjust. Okay? So Triple M came to help us eradicate this problem. So what is the ideology of Triple M? Let us also give another example that will help us understand Triple M very well. Now, I asked earlier, all of us, do we use banking service? We said we all do. We all use medical practitioner. Good. Let us also make another experiment. Mr. A uses bank services. Mr. B uses bank services, isn't it? Why do we use bank services for? To keep our spare money, isn't it? Or to go and lend money, or to do other series of transactions with the bank. Good. Now, which bank do you use? Use Access Bank. Which bank do you use? Skybank. Do you have any other Access Bank customer here? Somebody behind here. Can you stand up, please?
The person talking.
You know this, sir?
I'm also good. Okay. Okay.
Let me get back to you. Welcome, sir. Oh, you're the second guy, Mr. Shaka. Welcome with your position. So, you use Access Bank to right? Do you know this bank?
Just this platform.
Just this platform. Beautiful. Now, beautiful. Now, this man, Mr. A uses, what's the name? Matthew uses Access Bank to bank his money. My colleague behind uses Access Bank to bank his money. But these two human beings, they don't know each other. They are total strangers, but they are the same customers to one bank. Okay? So, Matthew, this guy banks with Access Bank. Can you borrow him that money you used to go and put in Access Bank? You cannot do it. He cannot do the same. But two of them wake up in the morning and walk into the same bank and keep their money. Why? Because the system has been built for them to trust the system. But this guy now, Matthew cannot borrow his money to, what's the name, sir? Don. Matthew cannot borrow his money to Don, but Matthew can take the same spare money to go and put in the same bank that Don uses. So the system will look at it and say, no, this is not fair. Matthew is not doing anything with this money at this time. But there's one big reason why Matthew will never borrow his money to Don. Why? Because Don will never give Matthew this money when he wants to use it. Or he will not make it available because he will say, I need this money at this time now. Then he will disappoint him. So because of that single reason, Matthew and Don have decided to trust Access Bank. Because Access Bank has provided them that guarantee that you can always access your money when you come to Access Bank. So they now trusted Access Bank. Now when Matthew is walking in the morning to deposit his hard-earned money from his labor to Access Bank, as he's leaving, Don is going in to collect the same money that Matthew has deposited. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Now Don is going in to collect the same money that Matthew has deposited. Now the cycle continues like that. So every customer that walks into a bank and deposits, another customer walks in and do what? And claim the same deposit. Now when Matthew is in need of huge sum of money to execute a project, he goes back to this Access Bank that he has so much faith in and asks them, please can you lend me money so that I can execute my project? What do? They ask him to bring his father's land, to bring huge collateral. That is what happens. And at the end of the day, he's discouraged. He cannot do it because he doesn't have the means. Now, this same bank will make money on Matthew's money and Don's money in the society as well. So they will make more money with it without still giving back dividend to Matthew and Don. Sorry, let me get that out. So without giving back to Matthew and Don. So the system continues that way, and every generation that is born understands that there is a system that when you have to work so hard for money, then you have to deposit this money in the bank, then you also have to queue up to withdraw this your same money you deposited. Okay? So Triple M now said, what if we bring Mr. Matthew and Mr. Don to help each other with their spare money? Is it that bad? It's not bad. Because they don't know each other. They use the same bank to keep their spare money. But they cannot lend money to each other. So what if Matthew and John brings their spare money and decide to help each other with this spare money? And let's reward them with 30% for doing so. That was how Triple M came about. So some of us saw the advert on Facebook and did anybody hear it on radio here? You had on radio? Good. So majority of us are from social network, isn't it? Okay, good. So the advert said, come and learn how to make 30% every month on your donations. So in MMM Nigeria, we provide 30% Marvel for each help you provide to a participant. Okay? Now we provide this help freely and willingly. Nobody forces us to do it, and we are not obliged. So let's say that MMM Nigeria, it's not a business, it's not an investment, and it's not even a pyramid scheme or any kind of thing you can think about. This is totally a community where people help each other out of their free will. Nobody is forcing you to make a donation. It's just like the way you go to church and you make donation. The preacher only preaches and asks you to come forward and donate. He doesn't come to drag you, does he? Good. So it's freely. You donate this money freely. And when you give freely, that is when you even receive more. That's what happens. It has been proven over and over again that when you give... Sorry, please, what's happening? I was waiting for you to fix it up. Freely. So in Triple M Nigeria, one participant joined the community, and then he makes a wish to donate his spare money, the money that he's not using currently at the time. He donates to another participant. Now, when you donate this money to another participant, you are rewarded with 30% Marvel. The internal currency we use in Triple M is called Marvel. So when you donate your spare money, you get what we call a Marvel reward. So that Marvel reward is expected to grow at 30% rate every month. So when it has finished growing and it's ready for you to withdraw, then you can also request help. Another participant of the community does what? He provides assistance to you. So how do we provide this assistance? We use what is called peer-to-peer system. Peer-to-peer system. So this payment is made from person A to person B. There is no central account in MMM. We all know what happens to investment schemes and businesses that have central account, isn't it? One day the government wakes up and clamp on the central account. They cannot operate again because they cannot withdraw and people cannot deposit. But in Triple M, it's totally different. When you log into your platform, your personal office, and request to provide help in Triple M Nigeria, you are assigned to another participant to pay to the person's bank account. So you're going to see the bank details and the information in the bank account. So you have to make that donation directly to that individual. There is no third party and there is nobody to give that money. So when you make this payment to the person, then the person is going to confirm you that he has received. So what is it? You use it for representation. Is it a system? Somebody, the person assigned to you refused to donate to you. What happens? Somebody will ask, what if I donate money to somebody and they refuse to give me back my money? What happens? Now the system has been programmed and designed in such a way that if you provide help in the system and you are paired to somebody to make the donations to, you have 46 hours, a maximum of 46 hours, and on the weekends it's up to 92 hours to make that donation. So you simply walk into the bank and pay into the participant's account, or you use internet banking, or you use a mobile banking, any means of transaction that is convenient for you. You use it, and then you make this transfer. When you make this transfer, then the person has received the fund, then you go back to your platform, and then you upload that proof of payment you use. When you upload that proof of payment, the person is going to confirm you. Now what happens to the question I was asking before? What happens if the person refuses to confirm you? Or if the person refuses to make donations to you? Now this person is going to be blocked from the system. Another person will be reassigned automatically to pay you. So the system is a very wonderful system. That there are no lapses. Even if we have millions of participants and so many of them are not willing to provide help at that time, there must be one person who is willing to provide help that will be assigned to you. That's how the system works.
Yes. Yes, come. Let's see.
Thank you very much for your patience once more. So let's start officially. Welcome participants.